Alright. Yeah. We're starting right now. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 6 of the Bantercast with me and Zodi.
Hello?
And let's just dive right into like the mid-month OPOP with Rinoa Special.
The OP Rinoa Special.
I mean, OPOP is basically mid-month is basically just Rinoa, all of it. But I mean, they showed. What was it? Let me bring it up really quick. They showed off Rinoa's costume, the T11 conditions, new bosses, and the reworks. And then just now they showed off Rinoa BT trailer. But want to talk about the T11 and like the conditions so far that they showed us? Oh shoot.
Well, the various boss?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them was reduce HP, I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, one of
I'm reading over this right.
No, one of them is Dark Bahamut and the mannequin and the Hope mannequin, and the condition is that you use a player receives an HP attack or consumes their own HP. So yeah, Rinoa or Jack or who else uses up their HP? Lloyd, yep.
Lude.
But
if you don't have his Chilinka prayer buff up, Yuri does, but he is definitely not a reliable one for that stage.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be. I think taking HP damage is not gonna be the problem, but I don't think you want to because Dark Bahamut and Hope Mannequin are annoying to deal with, and you're probably going to nuke them anyway before that happens. But yeah, I mean the Lufinia stages on the left and right gate don't seem that bad because they're probably not gonna have that much HP. And then the right gate is, or the second gate is gonna be the those dragon things with the little like shoulder bazookas. And the condition is target takes elemental weakness damage, which isn't that hard to have a condition to fulfill because Kurosame, LD Call, Cryo, there's a bunch of them. But I think they want to push Shantoto for that one because she's the second featured BT character for the banner.
Yeah, and her rework looks really solid.
Yeah, I like what they did. And then the final gate looks like some sort of like these big old like behemoths who have like very long teeth that have like two teeth like canines that's sticking out of their mouths. Anyway.
It's like a saber-toothed behemoth.
Yeah, the mechanic is that at specific HP thresholds they're going to be dealing gravity HP damage and then alternate between brave damage reduction and brave recovery reduction. So RIP Shant. Wait, not Shantoto. Shalada. If you don't get the timing right, but if they keep swapping often. But I think they also do what's it called, a HP attack if at a certain turn with the when their FR turns at a certain once they hit a certain amount of turns, then their FR is up. But
yeah, I heard vaguely about their gimmick. I think it's supposed to be like a poison that lasts the entire match, like it will reduce your HP, unless I misunderstood it. Because somebody else told me about that.
Yeah, something about that. All I know is that kill the bosses before their FR gets up is the general rule of thumb, it seems to be. Besides that, the other characters getting reworked for this banner are, well, Rinoa, Shantoto, Edward, and Deuce, and then Vivi and Realm are getting their force, and everyone that we mentioned before is getting their force enhancement boards. But let's dive right into Rinoa. So, let's start with the FR. FR conditions are pretty straightforward. If you use a magic command, it increases the HP damage bonus by 20%. If you have a special effect active, it also increases by another 20%. And if your current HP is under 100%, it increases by another 20%. And if Rinoa is the one doing this, then it increases by another 20%. And she has a global aura with 20% HP damage up while her FR is up. So she essentially has 4 conditions.
That's really loaded.
Yep. And you saw the
Really
trailer
easy
of
to
how, like, when she uses her HP command, she increases it by 85%, which is more than enough.
That's higher than a lot of the current ones.
Yeah, and you know that it's going to go up even higher because core.
No, absolutely. Core shenanigans.
Yep, core
Yeah.
also fulfills the other condition of the overhead buff. So I think he should also technically increase the condition as well. At least the second part fulfill it.
Yeah, no, I think you're correct. But man, yeah, that's gonna be some nasty follow-up damage from him, as well as Rinoa just nuking with AoE. Man.
Yeah, the FRs are really... I mean, someone said, yeah, they're going to have to eventually up the FR percentage, not be capped at 999. I can see that happening if a boss's HP get above like 300 million, I think.
Yeah, I could see like level 100 units breaking the FR cap being the next big thing that they do. That way they artificially power creep which ones we have now.
Yeah, but for now, Rinoa FR looks very strong. It's very... I mean, this last part is very tailored to Rinoa, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, agreed. A lot of the BTFRs have their effects, like you said, just mostly tailored around them getting multiple turns in a row because they anticipate you to use at least one of their FR phases during their BT.
Yeah, it seems like the general like rule of thumb for now is the first 2 conditions are very general, and if they have a third condition, is very tailored to their own kit, which for Rinoa is like when she has her angel wings buff up. I'm pretty sure that was a similar case with Arden as well. But
I believe you're correct.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to build them yet to test them out, but I believe you're right.
Now we want to talk about her BT. Her BT effect just came out, and I just did a very, very rough translation of what it does, and it's strong. I mean, you saw the trailer, right?
I did.
You saw how much her HP damage, like, command was doing to all the targets, I'm assuming.
An easy 1.5 million.
Yep. Okay, so her BT effect lasts for 8 turns, so that's decently long. So for herself, her angel wings buff does not decrease while her BT effect is active, which is very nice. She reduces HP damage received by 30% from, I think, her own effect. I think that may or may not be just general, just 30% HP damage reduction. She has HP regen, but I think based on my very, very rough translation, it's like the HP regen is based on, I think it's like 30% of the HP damage she takes, and then up to 10% maximum of her max HP, something like that. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's just HP regen to help offset the angel wings. And then finally, her HPA command changes into Ultima for 6 usages. And the difference between the Angel version and the Angel Wings version is Angel Wings version will hit harder, have more potency, but reduce your HP. And then for the party, you get 50% attack up, Brave regen based on 200% of Int Brave, 50% Brave cap up, and 30% HP damage up. So yeah, that's a pretty loaded BT.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was looking through the notes here. I'm trying to see if I can find the exact wording, but correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't that buff also not decrease during BT time?
Yeah, the Angel Wings is not decreased during BT. It was just I saw that during the rough translations as like it said Valley in the translation, but that's Google's translation of Angel Wings for her buff. Oh yeah, and also when she does the BT effect, she cancels out Angelo and then grants herself Angel Wings buff, so she's immediately going into the Angel Wings stance. And oh hi Zoro, thank you for the compliment. Here's your shitty Alex paint job. Anyway. Yeah, so immediately, at least the nice thing about the BT effect is you don't have to go press ult like this her skill 2 to go into to at least waste a turn to get into her offensive stance. You immediately go into the offensive stance. I think in both skills, like I think both of them activate Angel Wing stance, so then you don't have to waste a turn for either one of them. So that's very nice, and min-maxing for her. But yeah, just based on the trailer, she has a bunch of dumps, and it seems like I don't know 8 dumps from just roughly looking at it. Anything you wanted?
And how?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, how much did her base Angel Wings get? Because that's what I'm trying to find
I think
as well.
still 3 turns, but I don't think that's going to be a problem now with how many ways you can keep like activated. Like you have the EXO activated to refresh the duration. You have the FR, the BT plus. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you hit the skill 2 to activate her Angel Wings, because they showed off that it gives a big Brave battery, and also it just increased their FR HP damage percentage by 150%, which is that's good. So if you have Kane in your party, that's going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Kane, Core, her,
Cessna.
Young.
Yep, Young.
Edge. She's gonna be great.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the Shantato reworks information isn't out, but based on the trailer, I think they finally fixed her. Maybe not the BT effect, but at least they fixed her main problem, which was her opponency was lacking, and her HP dumps besides scale 1 was lacking as well.
Yeah, she's definitely up on par as being a good alternative magic, DPS unit with peril and stun utility.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they increased the stun of her paralysis by 1 turn to 2 turns, which is very good. So
I did not see that. That is powerful too, because it's 100% defense down as well.
Mm-hmm. And 100% defense down. I'm not sure if they didn't add any brave damage increase or HP damage increase while the debuff is active, which I could see them doing that with the reworked LD boards. But I think the main thing was that skill 2 repeats itself, just like skill 1 does. So that's a nice fix for instead of just going bunch of HP numbers appearing. But besides that, the usual stuff with like C85 and which was just like a bunch of HP dumps. But I mean, besides that, Edward we saw just now just has like a minor, like those minor upgrades that everyone gets with this 85 and rework, and Deuce as well. To be honest, I wasn't really looking at Deuce or Edward. I just looked at only Rinoa, what she was getting.
I'm not gonna lie, that I did the same thing too. I just seen like sleep was increased to 6 turns. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, like you said, I didn't really look at them too much.
Yeah. But do you want to go ahead and talk about the stuff that happened prior to this, like during the beginning of February? Like how your polls
So
went.
like the whole
Yeah.
oh the Tifa polls and all that. I got the FR rather easily. The BT took me till the very end of the cycle, so I wasn't using Tifa. I didn't use her for the brothers Shinryu. I ended up having, or not Shinryu, Spiritus. I ended up having to use Yuri, Core, and Young, and I had to come up with a very I wouldn't recommend it kind of strategy where removing Yuri's speed passive so I could draw out his BT effect and then just relying on Core and Young's off-turn damage
Yeah, I saw
to get me anywhere close to
Yeah, I saw
Tifa.
clear. You were very like getting very close to that turn cap, the turn requirement for the S rank.
Yeah, it was 47 turns. I did a second run and managed to whittle it down to 46, but yeah, I don't recommend that team unless you're absolutely desperate and you can't afford Tifa. But if you have foresight on the global end, I think people are going to be saving for Tifa.
Yeah, Tifa is absolute monster, like everyone imagined, and just like the trailer showcased, Spiritus fight, it was not that bad. It's really just a huge HP damage sponge. Boss has 210 million HP, or 230 if you count the HP damage shield at the last point of the fight when it gets under 9%. But the easy team to beat that seems to be Tifa, Core, and Luna Freya. Just because you have off-turn damage with Core, you have the Imperial Ores and free turns from Luna Freya, and also helping to set up their FR, and setting up BT, giving you basically more than enough turns to set up. Boss does not warp. What else is the boss is immune? It's immune to a lot of stuff. It's immune to break, rebreak. It's immune to act debuffs. It's immune to imperils. I think I want to say. Wait, no, it's not.
I want to say you're right.
Imperils. It's immune to a lot of like. Oh, delay. So it's immune. I know that it's immune to basically. Vayne, Cloud Darkness, and Cam, FRs and BTs, essentially. It stops their FR conditions by a good chunk. But yeah, Tifa's damage is absolutely insane. Tifa is just the instrument for that. And I think the last event for Tifa showcases how busted she is. Even though she hits one, she will still do over 1 million damage and still do like over 100 million BT phase damage.
Yeah, she's got that built-in. It's like Leo effect where
Yep.
she ignores any kind of reductions.
And
So even if they did anything like that, doesn't matter. Tifa goes right through it.
Yeah, you can stack, and that's stackable. That extra HP damage is stackable with Leo LD effect and stackable with Luna Freya. So I think at one point I got her extra HP damage. Like if she does like 400k brave damage with each HP dump, her side HP damage was doing like 160k. So that's a significant amount of extra HP damage.
Nice.
But yeah, besides Tifa, Bart's looked okay.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that he was just like you said, just okay.
Yeah.
I seen people upset about his EX, but they gotta remember it charges every ability.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, like they fixed him. His problem with not being able to do more than 1 damage is fixed. But yeah, his role
if only they could fix that BT.
Yeah, his role of support, of being a or bot. I mean, I don't think he's up there anymore. No, he's definitely not up there anymore. People, much better characters can fulfill his role. Luna Freya is like 10 times better than Bart's, even though they have about the same amount of HP dumps. But that doesn't matter. She does way better stuff than Bart's does. But yeah, he's okay. He's not. If you didn't BT plus him before I don't think you need to BT plus him.
No.
Yeah.
I
let's not talk
agree.
about it. If you miss, if you like BT plus them and then you never used them after that.
I wouldn't recommend it
Yeah.
personally,
He took
unless you're running like
way
a
too long to
save
get
and comp.
took way too long to get C90. Ah, yeah, he took way too long.
Yeah, they're probably gonna push out his FR soon. That's probably why he got rework.
Yeah, I mean he's the last few of the BT plus units and C90 characters to get it, and rightfully so. Those characters like Shantota and 8 are and 8 or not 8 Barts are not going to get much of attention because they don't have shiny new toys. 8 is okay. He has up to like 3 HP dumps with all of his counters. If he dodges and takes HP damage, they fixed him to where like his EX buff lasts longer. But I mean, we have better tanks and counters for that, so yeah, I mean,
His EX damage is pretty modest. One of the
Yeah.
things I like about what they did for 8 is he's not super reliant on his counters alone, like some of the other counter units we have. So I guess that's neat. I'm not gonna call him trash like some people have. I'm not gonna overhype him either. I'd say he's a good mid-road unit.
Yeah, if you
Like,
don't have any tank, then yeah, then use him. But if you don't need him, then yeah, skip him. If you have fully built accounts, yeah, just get him to say 90 and move on.
I could see him working in certain gimmicky team comps, but that's about it.
Yeah, Jack is just worst version of Tifa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was not impressed by Jack.
Yeah, compared
Unless
to
I'm not
Tifa,
seeing something.
No, you're not. Nah, you're not really. His EX is subpar for what it does. He has HP dumps. I give him that, but not as much as compared to Tifa, who's on the same banner. So yeah, Jack is just okay.
Yeah.
I think the only good side about him is that his LD call is going to hit good damage now. But I don't think that's saying much anyway.
No, that you're right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
But besides
him, there will.
Tifa was the main prize, and she did not disappoint. She has too many HP dumps, and she does a lot of HP damage, even though, and with launches and everything, you are definitely going to hit way over 100 million HP BT face damage, excuse me. And the weakness of her only doing single target is not really a problem. I tested her out and like the previous Shin we used, and yeah, she will melt bosses, and that's not and it's basically she replaced Tidus now as the best DPS unit, the best DPS character.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
She is now on the top of the tier when it comes to follow-up, DPS, DPS in general.
And the new God Squad is Core, Tifa, and Cam, if Cam works. If not Cam, then Little Fair. But
or you could be like me and run my B tier squad, which is Yuri, Edge, and Core.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tifa is definitely the way to go, though.
Yeah, speaking of Core, Core has definitely beat out Kane in terms of his slot for off-turn damage and follow-ups, just because Core adds into the HP damage cycle, or not cycle, but he adds his follow-up into the character. That does some interesting interactions with the FRs now, like cams. You're basically increasing the FR HP damage percentage way over 100%, I got Tifa to increase it by 108%, which is insane. Yeah, damage, you can easily get the FR's HP damage percentage to 9999. So yeah, that's overkill. A lot of it's very strong. That's the best way to put it.
Like you said, pretty much the God Squad.
Yep. I mean,
and also the preemptive strike, of course.
yeah.
It's got 2 dumps now. Factor that into a launch. That's that's good damage.
Yeah, it's adding a lot of extra HP damage and all of this. Zoro says Yuri sucks. Can you agree or deny that?
I deny that, Zoro.
Alright.
Yuri has a lot of good utility. He could work in some of these stages where bosses warp. I used him on every stage that's been out since his debut to great success. One of the very niche teams, and I'm not going to overhype Edge other than I can say Yuri's BT effect helps him out a lot because you don't have to worry about refreshing his evasive. He has 100% evasion as long as that BT effect's up, so he'll be countering non-stop when enemies try to hit you and whatnot. You pair that with Core, you have Provoke, you have Core doing a preemptive strike on enemies that are targeting you. And like I said, it's pretty good, but I'm not going to pretend like, oh, it's so much better than some of the other options, but it's a perfectly viable secondary, like I said, B squad. If you guys want to try something fun, but if not, Tifa's always a safe choice.
Mm-hmm. Did you pull for Lloyd? Or Lude?
I did. I did pull for him.
Did you build him?
I did build him. And I think he's okay.
Okay.
I don't think he's super powerful unless you need decent auras, mid-range damage, and just an EX charge. He's good for that kind of like gimmicky teams. In most teams, though, there are better options, but I'm not going to say he's bad.
Yep, I skipped him, but are you excited that the final character who hasn't got a high armor plus finally joins the roster of high armor plus characters?
Oh, mid-Italian? Yes. That was, when I heard that, I was like, really? And everyone's like, yeah, she was the last one to get it. I'm like, man.
I completely didn't
because before that apparently it was Ulti, right? Wasn't Ulti the only other one, and then Ulti got hers, and then it was mid-Italian?
I never paid attention to that. They all had their high armor pluses like a while ago. I thought they just put them all out when they did.
Yeah, because somebody told me it was like
event that came out. I didn't realize she didn't have an event till now.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either because I didn't have her LD for the longest of time on JP, or on my current JP account, so I didn't bother looking to see if you could blue her armor or not. I figured that out, and it's just, that was strange. Opinions on her, I could give my quick opinions. She's okay.
Yep.
I could see her working in certain teams if you want to delete enemies, but we have a lot of turn stealers, ones that get
we have a lot
of free turns.
Are immune to that now.
That too. Yeah, I was just gonna say it's just pretty much hard at this point to slaughter into a team successfully. I don't think she's terrible. I think my opinion's slightly changed from actually messing around with her, but I'm not gonna hype her up as anything great. She's painfully average.
Yep, a lot of bosses you're gonna see, if they're not hard, they're gonna be available to a lot of status effects, and a lot of teams are going, and the God Squad's gonna work. If it's gonna be a hard fight like Transcendence, I'm assuming Transcendence 11 is gonna be immune to a lot of things, just like Spiritist fighters. But besides that, moving on to Ferris, and I didn't realize that her FR weapon is literally called Chicken Knife. I did get Chicken Knife from people. I did not build her yet.
I seen you got. You don't want to get into a chicken fight with a chicken knife?
Maybe if I decide if I want to build her, but her FR looks okay. FR partner is okay as well. I mean, it seems like the FR ability is Waka FR more than Ferris.
Yeah, her whole FR weapon name, at least in English, and her partner are just so meme worthy. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just totally out of left field, not to make a sports joke, but a poor choice of words on my part, but it's just I would have never imagined Ferris as a blitzball player, but okay, I mean,
yeah,
anything can happen in DFFOO, I guess.
conditions seem okay. I mean, if you do water command, it increases by 5%. If you increase the HP damage percentage by 5% per debuff, so up to 40%, and gives the party water enchant. It's okay. I mean, that seems like the opinion. Seems to be the overall opinion of everyone who's not the main FR ability right now. FR character on the main the future BT is that it's okay. Looks okay. Nothing really surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like if you pull on these FR characters and you get them and you build them, you're gonna have some sort of a success, but I don't know how much success, because bosses' HP keeps on increasing. But besides
Her
that,
off turn.
oh yeah, they increased her off turn damage with it by a significant amount.
Yeah, well, before it just, I don't think it was an HP attack. It's been since the EX era since
Yeah,
I
it was only
used
2
her
brave
actively.
hits and a
It was like,
battery, and then it just had overflow up really, and just a battery. Lasts for only 2 turns, which didn't really last long enough at all.
yeah, you could easily accidentally jump up in turns trying to get her water whirl buff up, or whatever that buff's called from that attack, and you just waste her EX.
Yeah. Now
That was incredibly frustrating.
Now lasts 4 turns. It does 3 dumps. It's decent off turn damage. But I think that's the main highlight of it. Besides that, I don't think debuffs really got increased or changed at all.
No, she didn't get any changes to that.
Yeah, but besides that, Agrius was on the banner. Agrius seems like the better prize for this banner, more than Ferris. She got better changes to her kit. She's more of she's I mean, I'm gonna say it. She's a discount version of Cam. She has her confused last 2 turns from her LD. Her EX silence buff, I think that lasts 2 turns now. Does it? Let me double check. Maybe not. I think only maybe lasts for 1 turn. But I think the main thing was that she has 1 extra usage of her C80, her AA skill, so now it has 3 usages, I think. Does it?
I think you're right.
I think I might be pulling this on my butt. Okay, yeah, okay, good, it does. So I'm not pulling things on my butt. But her damage...
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to test her.
Damage is okay still. She only has like 3 maximum HP dumps on her base kit. Her main role seems to be that she's gonna be a Kinaak user. Besides that, I think that's mainly it. But Zoro says that I keep forgetting about how being able to dump strong debuffs on enemy repeatedly and the counter effect she has.
Yeah, no, I don't think her kit's bad.
I mean, right now, I mean, debuffs are good and the HP poison, but I mean, right now, no one's giving the bosses any turns for anything. Which is...
Depends on what team you're running, but I know what you mean.
But yeah. Overall position of how, like, these characters, like, will slot into these team comps, I mean, I'm still using the God Squad no matter what, and trying to see how long it will last, and Agnes seems like, I mean, yeah, she's discounted Cam without the BTRs and or the FR that Cam has. So yeah, she's okay. She's better, but not. She's not going to be as strong as she was when she first came out on initial time. But yeah. Besides that, Arden. I got his FR, testing him out. He does work with core, and my prediction of him being able to up his FR percentage to a large amount is possible in the right conditions. Downside is his condition. The team setup has to be very goddamn specific, which is Arden, Core, and Sephiroth. I found one of my friends on my friend list had a Sephiroth friend, and if the boss has any significant amount of like brave damage reduction, you're screwed. If it exceeds more than Core's and Sephiroth's BT effect, yeah, you're it's not gonna be fun. Main thing is you want to be spamming skill 1, no matter what. Give him a free skill usage with his EX on Warp Strike, his skill 1. Skill 1 does the most HP dumps, and then his follow-up does 2 more, so he has 5 HP dumps. Main thing is skill 1 resets the break status. So the setup is when Korak does his follow-up attack, he breaks the target. That triggers the Arden's FR condition, which is if they break a target, that's 20% to the 20% increase, and if it's a melee command, it's another 20%. When Arden breaks a character, it's 40%, and when he does an HP command, I think it's still 20%, or I think it might be 40%. But main thing is it increases by a significant amount. But only skill 1 does a re-break, but besides that, skill LD can re-break, and his EX can re-break. But yeah, it's very, very specific. You need if you want him to last, you need him to have his BT plus. I didn't BT plus him, but I just tested him out with the FR, and it's good on the level of like Vayne and Cloud Darkness. But yeah, it's like those characters need some specific like setups to shine. But he's probably lower than Vayne and Cloud Darkness, I would say, looking now, because he needs that specific setup to really shine.
Gotcha. So, like you said, a couple BT auras, different supports with him.
Yeah, he needs brave damage up auras, and if anything disrupts that, he's not gonna do as much damage. But my Arden has just base BT, so yeah. Besides that, the rebreak status resetting by 3 turns with his FR up, it's okay. It's gonna work, and it's gonna be enough to get you to high FR HP damage numbers. But if you've been spoiled by Tifa and Cam, it's not gonna give you as high unless you're doing that very, very specific life team setup.
Understandable.
But besides that, now I think we're all caught up to current. I think the only thing we didn't talk about was Aerith FR is coming. She's getting costume, and Rinoa has her child bait costume, as Zora calls it, the Valentine costume.
No, I agree with that title. That outfit is just like.
It's Valentine's Day costume. I'm not gonna get it. I think the Aerith costume looks way better than hers.
I'm just sort of disappointed out of all the BT units lately that came out. Yuri didn't get anything like that. Unique. Not child bait. Oh god, no.
Oh, you wanted to use child bait? Okay.
No. No, Not me. Definitely not. But, yeah, no, like you said, it's Valentine's. I'm probably gonna get the little cherub things just for the lulz. Probably gonna stick them on Charlotta, but...
Because they look better
And
than
Cor...
the overhead, the shoulder Roombas, or the shoulder fans.
Yeah, it looks better than the shoulder fans. It also looks better than the back of the Halloween one, because I like the front of it, but the back of it just looks like a purple turd. I didn't like that.
Wait, where to buy that? I want to buy the purple turds.
I wanted it, and then I saw that. I'm like, do I really want a purple turd?
Yes,
I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
For the memes.
But they did showcase, at least describe what the FR abilities for Aerith and the partners are for both Aerith and Balthier. Aerith, FR conditions is straightforward. It's similar to Charlotta. If you use a changed Brave HP attack, it's going to increase. Or if you provide Brave recovery to allies, it's also going to increase the HP damage percentage. It's basically, and she just during the FR time she gets HP regen, so it's basically Charlotta FR again, except minor changes.
Yeah. Another thing that I like that I wish Charlotta had in her kit was the instant turn rate. Because that's the one thing she has off of, after casting her FR, she can go immediately into a skill.
Oh wait, the big thing about this FR ability, it's the first FR right now that's not going to do any damage. It heals all party and recovers their HP, and it says a turn rate. That is it. Oh wait.
Better be a powerful one.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, okay, I read somewhere that her FR gives her a different HP command. Okay, so I mean, her rework's probably gonna give her a significant HP damage change. Her HP attack is gonna be changed drastically. It has to. If it's less than, it has to be at least like 4 or more HP dumps, or else if it's only 3, it's not gonna be enough. Cause that's her only way to deal damage basically. Is that and using her EX and LD.
I'm hoping they make her a little less dependent on the trap for her main source of damage and just up and like her basic HP attacks, so if enemies do cleanse it, she can reapply it, but she doesn't have to worry about missing out on maybe 50% of her total damage output for it not being on an enemy.
Okay, take that back. If it's 3 HP dumps, I think that's gonna be fine. If they change her LD to have at least 2 dumps on it, which I think that's very plausible. So I think that's completely fine. So then she at least has 5 dumps.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Besides that, Balthier's partner is Sid. It's the usual Balthier things. It's gonna steal 3 buffs, extend +1 turn of buffs, and remove all buffs from the enemy party, and I think it's gonna remove all debuffs only debuffs from himself. The condition is for Balthier, it's gonna be if enemy has no debuffs, it's gonna increase the FR percentage, HP damage percentage. If you use a ranged command, or you remove at least 1 enemy debuff, so there's 3 conditions. But no passive FR aura ability for him.
Better be a powerful increase for him too, because enemies don't always buff themselves.
Oh yeah, they're not going to. I think that's like the third condition is like if it happens to be like that, then it's just like cherry on the top.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Because then you could run him with Vincent. If you can get Vincent's damage to get up to par with other units at least, because I know Zoro was probably going to say, Well, Vincent sucks. Like, yeah, I never used him.
I mean,
Did he say anything?
No, I mean, Vincent is okay. I mean, he's a little. I would say he kind of, what was it? Was a trap. Just because he's right before Shiryu, and not me. I think he wasn't really helpful for the first couple Shiryu fights, just because FRs and Kane and Cam kind of overtook his spot. But okay, so there's one thing I did miss out on for Rinoa's BT effect is that she has 20% HP damage cap up. So yeah, so she has 50% attack up, Brave regen, 50% Brave cap up, 30% HP damage up, and 20% HP damage cap up. And yeah, it's 10% HP regen for herself, 30% reduced HP damage reduction for herself, and Angel Wings does not decrease. Besides that, the actual numbers of what Ultima does is it is a 7 HP dumps, AoE, split damage, 200% overflow, doing every HP attack except for the last one. She gets 20% Brave heal, and increases a recast gauge by 20%. Now for the Angel Wings version, it's 9 HP dumps, 20% overflow, and 50% Brave heal. So basically, you always want to be in the Angel Wing stance for when you're spamming the Ultima attack.
Yeah, no Angela's here.
I think besides that, what's coming for the after this point? I think they posted a schedule a while ago. What was it?
Oh, there was a Golbez rework. I remember seeing something about that.
Oh yeah, Golbez. Wait, is he coming with both year?
Yes.
Okay, so Golbez. So finally, all the chunky boys are gonna get their BTs, or get the C90s. I think that might be it. Yep, Golbez is with both year, and oh yeah, Aerith is with Kurosame. So whoever hasn't gotten Kurosame can finally get it on Aerith FR banner. What do you think?
That is an interesting.
Final thoughts on Rinoa?
Final thoughts on Rinoa. I think she's a safe pickup. I would also say don't discount any of the other options we have available, because they're definitely going to throw some curveballs at us. I can see that happening. But Rinoa is a safe pickup. I hope everyone enjoys their continued usage of Tifa.
Yep.
Don't count out Yuri if you have him. He has a good BT plus ability. I will shell for Yuri. I will mention him. Yuri awareness. That BT effect is good if bosses don't have guaranteed heads. You can cheese a lot of content with that.
So, everyone got their annual tactics content for the year. So, yep.
We did indeed, yes. We got our Agrius update, and that's good enough for. Oh, and Ramza FR boards.
Yep.
So we actually got 2 tactics things this year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Final Noah, she looks good. BT looks good. The HP command is a shit ton of HP dumps, which is also very nice. And oh wait, yeah, that was a typo from Zeta saying that wait, no, he just posted a different order. Yeah, it's good. Whoever says that these characters are bad, don't play JP, and anyone who says that certain characters who are bad or good, well, they bad. The new bad character is Hope still. He hasn't got anything good. Yeah. You agree that Hope is the worst character in the game still?
Yeah, I guess at this point, yeah, he doesn't have anything unique to offer. He clogs up a lot of your buff slots. Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah. His HP command doesn't do any damage. EX does okay damage. His defensive buffs don't really do much. Yeah.
Nope. He has nothing unique, and even his HP or his attack up isn't even that good anymore.
Yep. Besides that, I think we're all done. I'm gonna pull for Rinoa with just token her BT, and pull for FR with tickets. What about you?
I am gonna see how it goes with polling plans, since my stash looks pretty good, but I'll probably cave in and pull for her.
Are you gonna try to pull for her on the first banner or Aerith? Or...
Probably Aerith, because I really want Aerith, and I really want Balthier.
You don't want to pull
that's who I'm prioritizing.
You don't want to pull for him on pull for on Buckethead's banner. Golbez.
Oh yeah, Golbez. Probably there too then. Yeah, they like to put those two next to each other a lot.
Yeah, surprisingly, Golbez isn't gaining FR, so that's it. So he's probably only getting rework so later on. So but
True.
yeah. But besides that, not much to say after that. Stay tuned for what, March? Yeah, March update.
Yeah.
See what if they actually are gonna give us the Strangers of Paradise or Jack Punchy Face Dude as a BT character for March.
I hope they do.
I'm skipping him if because I already have Corey.
You already have Corey. Yes, good answer. Thanks for having me on, though, Blobs. As always, I appreciate it. It's always fun to do these with you.
No problem. Have a good night, everyone.